Okay, people. So, yo, yeah, it looks like Amir Men has two films this week. Yes, 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 because he is featuring in Till Death. Now, this is the feature directorial debut by director S.K. Dale, right? Wants to be all mysterious with the SK. Jason Carvey writes the script. It is produced by David Leslie Johnson McGriggett, Jeffrey Greenstein, Jonathan Younger, Jana Karavanova, Yariv Lerner, Tanner Mobley, and Les Weldon. The cinematography is Jamie Carney. The music is from Walter Meyer. The film is it is starring, right. We've got Megan Fox. She plays Emma Webster. Ian McKinnon plays Mark Webster, her husband. We then have Amel Amen, who plays Tom. Um, he works with Mark, and yeah, also been laying it down with Emma. Right, we got Callum Mulvey as Bobby Ray, and Jack Roth as Jimmy Ray. He's, I'm assuming it's his brother, right? Maybe it's his cousin, but I believe I feel they do say they're brothers, but I can't quite remember, people. Can't quite remember. Don't hold it against me. Now the story is this. Emma is in a stale marriage to Mark and is surprised when he whisks her away to their secluded lake house for a romantic evening on their 11th anniversary. But everything changes the next morning when she finds herself handcuffed to Mark's dead body. Trapped and isolated in the dead of winter, for Emma to survive, she must fight the mysterious killers coming to finish her off. Which, yeah, none of that is quite right. It's not quite right. It's, oh man, like, oh dear, Harvey people. But it still just baffles me every time you read one of these synopsises, and it's just like they have so many points of the film wrong, and you're just like, wait, how the fuck do you manage that, right? How do you manage? Did you watch the goddamn film? All right, now, yeah, I mean, you could say it's pretty much right, but yeah, like she didn't wake up, found herself handcuffed to a dead body. No, there's more to it than that, right? So the film, we open up and we have Emma in a hotel room with Tom. Yes, people, Tom, not Mark. No. So they're talking, and we find out that, yeah, basically they're having an affair, and she's breaking it off. But like you don't, like, it doesn't feel like there's anything between the two of them. You know what I mean? All feels very cold and just, which is fine, because those things could be cold if there is no emotions attached. But I think the film wants us to believe that there are emotions here, right? But yeah, you do not get that from these two people being in the same room together, you know? So we have this, and she's like, well, meet me tomorrow. She's like, I can't. He's like, why not? You're like, it's our anniversary. So she's like, then we see her going into work, right? And on her desk, well, on her husband's desk is a folder, right? It's a folder, and there's picture of her beaten up and a guy. So you're assuming, right? Yeah, she was in a situation, right? She'd been in a situation. she'd been attacked, something like that, right? Now, one thing about her walking into the office is like her husband's secretary gives her flowers and it's like happy anniversary, which kind of felt was weird, right? Because it seems like the secretary was giving her flowers. Now, because if they were from the husband, you would usually get them say, Mark told me to give these to you. Yeah. But yeah, it didn't seem like they were from him. So it's just like, why the fuck is the secretary giving her flat? It's weird. I just thought that was weird, right? But anyway, they're in the office. Like she's come to meet him so they can go out, right? And we get this whole situation about the dress she's wearing. It's not his favorite. He likes red, blah, blah, blah. But from this, we definitely get the sense that she's very subservient, right? Very subservient in this situation. So they go to dinner. They go to dinner and they're talking. It all seems a bit cold, a bit taut, right? He gives her a necklace, right? To signify because it's the steel is the anniversary. So he's made this weird steel thing. He puts it on. She gives him Super Bowl tickets, you know? Um, and it like he doesn't seem very grateful. So yeah, it seems like a really weird dinner. And yeah, we just have him leave the restaurant. He's left the tickets. He's left the tickets behind, right? So you're like, this ain't good, right? But oh, I will say when they're leaving the office, right? Tom gets in the elevator, right? And just from this, it's it's pretty clear that Mark knows what's been going on, right? Like I think they're trying to make it seem that oh, there's like in the speech and everything like that that oh, you thought he was gonna say, but no, he really meant. You know what I mean? So it's just like oh, everyone's thinking, oh, does he know? But oh no, he doesn't know. But it's so it's so hammy that it's clear he knows, right? He knows. So they're leaving the restaurant, and he's like, "Put on this mask." So he puts on the blindfold, and he takes her to this lakeside cabin. Now, what was weird is right. There's like she's been very subservient all the way through. But now, right? Now they're in the car. She's like, tell me where we're going. Tell me where you're going. I'm taking this off. He's like, don't take it off. Don't take it off. And you're just like, listen, right? If she's always scared, always scared. Now, we don't know if he puts hands on her, but she's flinching a lot and all of this. So you'd be like, she ain't taking that mark. Like, she isn't making a stand here. Right. Like he made her go home and change her dress. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, she ain't gonna suddenly, you know what I mean, grow a clit and be like, this is, I'm putting my foot down. Put my foot down, motherfucker. That ain't happening. You feel me? So yeah, they arrive at the thing. He's like, oh, wait here. And he goes and puts flowers on the floor and all of this, candles all over the shop. She like he put another blindfold on her. She takes it off and she follows a trail. There's notes and like, oh, play this, read this. Right. And one thing is, right, he's like, play this by a record player. So she turns the record player on and then jumps out her skin when the music plays. When you're like, wait, the music didn't play by accident. You turned it on, right? Why the fuck are you jumping? That's some stupid ass shit. It's some stupid ass shit. But again, it should like we're meant to be. Oh, she's so skittish. She's so scared. Ooh. Right. So Yeah, they're in bed. Like he comes to the bedroom, he's got champagne, they drink the champagne, and they get it on. Right? They get it on. So they wake up. She wakes up the next day. We've got a bright room, we're at an angle, and we come slowly in onto the bed. And she's lying there, he's sitting up. Right? He's sitting up, he's dressed. Right? Which seems kind of weird. And as she goes to get up, she realizes she's handcuffed. And she's like, what is happening? And then he blows his brains out. Right? So that is, yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she didn't wake up to handcuff. She woke up to this thing where he blows his head, right? Now, we get the perfect blood splatter on the face, right? Perfect blood splatter on the face, right? She's woken up, oh, her hair's still good, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, no puffy eye, like looking crisp, all that. Feel me? It's like just one of those stupid, ridiculous Hollywood things that they do. You know, they never have the person look disheveled or just anything. I bet if you smelt a breath, it'd be smelling of like peaches or something. you know, it's just that stupid thing that always happens. But when you like, as I said, look, you see how skittish she has been to this point. But the first thing, like, she doesn't go wash her face. There's so many things that you think, wait, surely you would. No, doesn't do all of these things, right? And there's a point where she finds her phone. He's got rid of a lot of stuff. Though we never see her go to the kitchen and try and get a knife, even though she's by the knives the night before, but we never see her go and try that, right? Which you just think, wait, surely, surely we're doing like because the place she goes for a weapon first, you're like, that's a whole heap of hassle. The kitchen is the first motherfucking place, man. What are you doing? But yeah, like there is so many weird things in this film. Like she finds her phone trashed and she goes to turn it on. When I feel everyone knows, stick the phone in rice, right? There's these certain things that I don't know. It's just in the ether. Like everyone has an inkling of. Now you may not ever have done it, right? But you know someone that has, or someone that's someone's friend who has, or maybe you saw it in a program or just something. But yeah, you put the phone somewhere to dry off, right? So, like, just the fact that doesn't happen, right? So there's all these weird things that go down, and like obviously Mark is he's orchestrated this big thing orchestrated this thing we do find out why he did it, because oh, it ain't just because he thought, oh, she's cheating, right? It ain't just because of that, right? There's got to be something, and we get a clue of that, what that thing is, but it still seemed really just an odd thing, just an odd thing to happen. But he's called Tom to the place. And right, so there's two things. She shouts at the body. She shouts at Mark's dead body at one point, right? And it's just like, oh, it's not like you've not had an affair, right? But then you can do think to yourself, yeah, but did he fuck people in like that you knew? I mean, there is that. Like, no affair is a good affair. But if you're not trying to get caught, you ain't fucking someone that your husband works with, right? It's just stupid. Stupid. But yeah, she's been all submissive, meek. And then as soon as Tom arrives, she starts shouting at him and being all like, "Bleh, duh, 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 duh." And you're just like, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't believe you would do that, right? You're a shrinking violet. And now we're meant to believe that all of a sudden you've grown a pair? No, no. Like shit, don't go down like that. You really don't go. And if anything, she's gonna be more in her shell because she's in shock. It was just dumb. But like this next sequence is just the way it all played out. It was just stupid. There's some stupid ass shit. It didn't need to happen. It was dumb. All of this bit was dumb. But yes, there's these people that are now after her. And again, doesn't really make sense because it's snowy, right? They're in this lake house. It's covered, the place is covered in snow, right? Snow and ice. Now, here's the thing snow, footprints. you know, footprints, like trails. Like, there's no hiding, and like, there was no attempt to hide. So there's not really a bit like, oh, I wonder where this person is. Because all you have to do is look around and be like, oh, yeah, must have walked over there. Oh, look, there's fresh drag marks. It's just like, you're like, what? So, there's so many holes in this. Now, I like, from the folder that we see her pick up at the beginning of the film, so we know she's been, she's been through the process. She's, been in the courts. She's dealt with situations, all of that kind of thing. So the fact that, I mean, there's certain things that happen. You're thinking, well, there's fingerprints, right? You're destroying evidence. What are you doing here? Right? All stuff that you'd think, well, she would know, not just from her past situation, but from TV, from film, from books, just everything, right? Now, do I believe that I could commit a crime just from the information I've watched and read? No. But it does give you an inkling of, right? It does give you an inkling of, fingerprints and stuff like that. Now, the stuff we've learn about in all of these media, it may be wrong, right? May be wrong, and maybe there's all these other ways they can find you and all of this. I mean, obviously there are, but you'd think that people would still make the attempt. Still make the attempt. So in films like this, right, if you had the character at least make a half-assed effort at not incriminating themselves, that would be something. It'd be something, But yeah, no. She all up in the I'm gonna fuck this one up, right? But yeah, we got a case of them trying to find her trying to escape, just yada 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 yada. Now, here's another point, right? Have you noticed that it happens in so many films where, so like, bad guys have someone and they're just like, "Ugh, well, we'll see," and then you have the close of that scene with them punching or hitting but knocking the person out, right? Now, I feel what people now understand from boxing, from MMA, just from stuff, not all knockouts are the same. Not all knockouts are the same. So, and also, sometimes a blow to the head, especially with a weapon, with an object, it could well and truly kill someone. But in these films, you see someone hit someone with a hammer, hit someone round the head with a hammer, and then a second later, that person who's been hit is chasing after them. There's no concussion, right? The skull hasn't been caved in. There's just all this stuff that you're just like, wait, hold on for a second. You know what I mean? Hold on, people. You know, come on, what the fuck are we doing here? So there's that. And I would say from what we kind of see from Mark, as I said, look, he seems to be a very possessive person, very much trying to domineer the situation. So are you telling me that on this last night, knowing that in the morning he knows he's gonna blow his brains out, that he ain't gonna be fucking her up, right? They're not making sweet sensual love. He's gonna be, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a little brutal, right? I can't. He seems like the person who'd be like, he's choking her. It's rough. It's gonna be rough, right? She ain't waking up the next morning feeling just hungover. Right now, listen, that's not me being weird. But if you set up a character in a certain way, right, you have to kind of play that character out. And it's like the characters don't really get played out. You know? Even the people after her, right? There's elements of that that you're like, wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Because one seems more apprehensive than the other, which you would then think, okay, if this person has these issues with what's going down, wouldn't they have issues with what put the dude in prison in the first place? You know what I mean? You're just like, wait. Isn't that person gonna be like, yo, you kind of put yourself in jail, right? And what you did, that ain't cool. That ain't cool at all, right? Yeah, there's so many things. And I mean, the last thing, hypothermia. Like ice is slippery. Ice is slippery. I mean, we have read about, we have seen multiple situations where, due to cold and slippery, people get fucked. People get fucked. Oh, that's all I'm saying about that one. But yeah, till death. I don't know, people. They just there's a lot of issues in this film for me. There's a lot of issues in this film for me. You know, just a lack of emotion, right? A lack of believable emotion and believable chemistry between any of our characters, right? A lack of I mean, just logical behavioral traits just doesn't doesn't seem to work, right? And then just, environmental and physical actions, you just be like, because of these things it would have to go down like this, but yeah, it doesn't, which makes it just a little weird, makes it a little weird. Now, is this something that you could possibly look, you just put it on if you do not want to think. If you want something just easy, right? You want something easy. You want something that's like, you know what? Just some action, some silliness. Then Till Death will work for you on that level, right? If you think though that this is an intelligent thriller, it's not that, right? It's not that film. But yeah, it is mindless, you know? It is mindless and it is silly. So yeah, if that's what you are looking for, then you know, yeah, it may work for you. Right? So yeah, I don't know. Trying to think of what it plays out like. Because the films that Netflix will suggest, mm, I don't know. I don't know if any of those are really similar, right? It does say "Drag Me to Hell," but "Drag Me to Hell" is a lot more intelligent. I feel, you know what I mean? It's a lot more intelligent and crazy, so it doesn't quite line up. You know what I mean? Doesn't quite line up. But I guess if you like stuff like Hall, right? Then possibly, right? Possibly it will work for you. I don't know. But yeah. People, it's on Netflix. And if you enjoy, Megan Fox, you know what I mean, then yeah, give it a go. Right? Give it a go. You enjoy seeing her on screen again. Okay? So, till death, people.